desserts are out of reach, feeling like I'm in a prison, and that accepting that I'm not allowed what everybody else is allowed is a very big part of my life. Like, that's what I'm saying, that, that I'm in Mexico, and that, that on top of that, that I believe that I'm in a censored reality created by the enemy, and they hide, the very basic, you know, things like desserts. And, you know, you're to say, why aren't there any desserts? This is Mexico, this is Mexico, this is not prison. But why don't it desserts exist? Why is it that they're making the same pastries over and over and over and over for years and decades? Why? And nobody notices? Nobody notices. And so, I tell myself, that there's more than donuts. You know what I'm saying? There's more than donuts. But why? Why? And then to top it off, like the pastries that they do make, like donuts, they overprice them. Overpriced, out of reach, when they're donuts. And so I feel like I'm in a prison, and like, because of society, or because of the administration that basically has me kept hostage, you know, I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed. And I guess at the end of the day, it's something that I have to accept, and that through accepting, I get used to it, and I tell myself, so what's gonna happen? Am I going to die having never enjoyed life? But at the end of the day, like I said, it's something that I have to accept, something that, that is a very big part of my life, Um, it's, to me, it's very, how would you say it, agitating, frustrating when I talk to somebody that's immensely big, that's an enormous individual. How could I not ask myself, how much is it that you eat? You know? And it's very frustrating to, sometimes in work, sometimes in the work environment, you're working alongside a very immense individual. Immense. And like, when you're the smallest one, you know it's very like, hey, what's going on? And then they insinuate that they eat the same amount of food. Like, you take a lunch break, and they eat like a very small portion of food in front of you. Or even worse, they'll be like, oh, I'm on a diet. They eat something small, extremely small. And basically hiding, how much they really eat, And like I said, when you're the smallest one, you can't help but to ask yourself, what's going on?